What's up, YouTube? Long time no talk. Corinne Brown here, CEO of Brown Roots Love. Since I left, there have been a lot of changes, so let me just bring you up to speed. It's true, I took a bit of a hiatus from my YouTube channel, and there's a number of reasons for that. The primary reason, though, being the last video that I created, I found out that day that I was pregnant with my third baby, surprisingly, which completely knocked me off my rocker and sent us into a very intense year and a half that followed. If you got a chance to read my book, which is another thing that happened since I last made a YouTube video, then you'll know that the pregnancy with my third baby basically kicked off a deal with the universe that said that I would move to Nova Scotia, we would sell our house, we would get a new house, my husband would get a new job, we would move our family halfway across the country, and that's what we did. And we moved home within 6 weeks of my stepmother passing away, and the divine timing of it all was just absolute perfection. In the last year and a half, and this may be true for you as well, I have undergone a full spiritual awakening. And this is something that I feel like I was on the cusp of for a while, but it took a full-on global pandemic to really wake me up to my spiritual path and my soul's purpose in this life. Now, awakening in motherhood is no joke. It is no easy feat, especially when you're dealing with a global pandemic, especially when you're writing a book, especially when you're going through all these massive changes in your business, which I was at the time. And so having undergone this very deep spiritual evolution in the last little while, I feel like I've learned a lot, and there's new things that I want to teach and talk about here on this channel. And some people have asked, like, what kind of a spiritual awakening are you talking about? And basically what I mean by that, and we'll get into this as I am going through and creating videos, but I basically changed my perspective from being a human being with a soul to being a soul having a human experience, and understanding that there's that soul perspective that you can view your life with and the problems of the world with, that just give you so much more insight and such a higher level of perspective. It's basically finding yourself again. Right? Going from wearing all the hats that society and motherhood and entrepreneurship or your work or your family or your community wants you to wear, and stripping that all away and coming back to who you are, who you truly are, what you came here to do, what your purpose is, what your passion is, and your true representation of your own spirit out into the world. I basically see a spiritual awakening as like one of those 3D books, you know, that we used to have as kids. I have one around here somewhere, that you look at it and it just looks like, you know, kind of abstract. And you're looking at it and you're looking at it and you're looking at it, and all of a sudden your perspective shifts and the picture pops out and you're able to see this 3D image where everyone else around you is like, what are you talking about? I don't see an elephant wearing a party hat. But you have the different perspective, right? Your eyes, your focus has shifted, and so now you see the other picture. And that's kind of how I feel a spiritual awakening is. Some people can see the picture, they've got the focus, and other people just see the abstract, flat paper. And so I feel like I was on a cusp of a spiritual awakening for a while, especially considering the work I was doing in the labor and birth field, right? I was teaching about the societal birth bias, which is basically the programs that have been instilled within us around natural birth from society and the medical system and Hollywood, and basically every piece of information we've had about childbirth since we were little girls has been scary, painful, highly medicalized, you know, this panicked, terrifying situation. I teach about the labor funnel, which is basically the medical machine. It's the process of monetizing a natural, normal process by the medical and pharmaceutical companies that are able to profit off of your body, off of a process that your body already naturally undergoes. And so my spiritual awakening has really shown me that that's actually the way the entire planet is run to a large degree, which is a little bit disheartening, but I'm always the optimist. I am forever, on the solution side of the coin. And so I'm super hopeful that this great awakening that we are undergoing right now is going to persevere. We're going to create a new way, a better way that's more harmonious with nature and with what humanity actually wants. Humanity does not want to be chased around with syringes for the rest of their lives so that they can participate in society. That's not what society, humanity, the collective consciousness really wants. What they want is freedom, growth, and joy. They want happiness. They want fulfillment and passion in their lives. And the typical mainstream is not the way to achieve that. And if you're still not really grasping what a spiritual awakening is or what I'm even really talking about, I got this visualization in a meditation that I was doing the other day, and I wanted to share it with you because I think it perfectly describes exactly what has happened. So picture a carousel, okay? Like a merry-go-round, basically, that is going around and around and around, and it's full of cars, okay? And these cars are told over and over and over again that they are dinkies and that they are driving. They don't realize that they're stationary and that they're being turned around on a carousel. And they're in this basically bubble, this very controlled environment, and they believe that they're dinkies and they believe that they're driving and they're like set, they're happy. But every once in a while, a dinky will hear a little and once in a while, that dinky will actually wake up and it will realize, wait a minute, I'm not a dinky, I'm a fucking Ferrari. And that sound that Ferrari is hearing is other Ferraris driving freely on the freeway, actually driving. And so that Ferrari, surrounded by dinkies, or people who think that they're dinkies, has to decide to jump off that carousel, to go find that freeway, to be able to live its purpose as an actual Ferrari. It musters up all its courage, it jumps off the carousel, and it's this very treacherous, bumpy, winding road downhill through the dark, through the forest. It's this crazy journey to find the freeway. And then they find it. They're following the sound, they're following their heart, they're following that revving engine of the other Ferraris. They find the freeway, but now they gotta get up to speed. Right? Now they gotta learn how to use the clutch and the gas, and they gotta learn how to shift gears, and they gotta learn how to get up to speed and drive on the freeway. And so at first, you get into first gear and you're like, all right, I'm here, I'm on the freeway, this is amazing, I'm driving. It's like, all right, I didn't stall, first gear. And then someone zooms past you in second gear and you're like, what? They're going so much fast. Okay, I gotta find second gear, here we go. How do I get into second? And then you go into second gear and then someone zooms past you in third and you're like, oh, third gear, I want third gear. Yeah, I'm gonna accelerate some more, find that third gear. Okay, now we're rocking and rolling, we're cruising in third. And then somebody rips alongside you on fourth gear. What in the, I wanna go in fourth gear, that looks so awesome. And then you accelerate some more and you find your speed and you find your bearings and you shift into fourth gear. And now you're feeling so good. You're enjoying that cruise and that wind in your hair. You're feeling like a real rock star Ferrari. And then someone spins past you in fifth gear and you're like, oh no, you didn't. And then you get up to speed again and you push in that clutch and you shift that gear and you're now in fifth gear. And it's amazing. And that is the way spiritual evolution works. That's how you get up to speed, is you see other people who are getting up to speed. You see other people who are doing what you want to do, and that's how you know it's possible. So that's what I've done. I've jumped off the carousel. I've realized I'm truly a Ferrari. I am not a dinky like the world wants me to believe I am. I am a Ferrari, and I was made to cruise. If you want to find your inner Ferrari, if you want to find yourself, if you want to wake up and really live your life full out, then this is the channel you are going to want to hang out on. Thank you so much for watching. From one Ferrari to another, I'll see you next time.